When a person places the proper value in freedom, there is nothing under the sun that he would not do to acquire that freedom. Whenever you hear a man saying he wants freedom, but in the next breath he is going to tell you what he won't do to get it or what he doesn't believe in doing in order to get it, he doesn't believe in freedom. A man who believes in freedom will do anything under the sun to acquire or preserve his freedom. Colin Kaepernick embodies this quote in every sense. He was unapologetic about his fight and his beliefs and did not seek approval from any owner, player, coach, or executive. He understood that there is a world outside of football that is not pleasant for many. Whether it's the school-to-prison pipeline swallowing up the youth, or police brutality fatally taking the lives of many every year, Kaepernick knew that even if they took football in his endorsements, he stood for the right thing. Long before he became synonymous with national anthem protests, Kaepernick seized the attention of the football world when he led the San Francisco 49ers to their 6th Super Bowl appearance during the 2012 season. In a career spanning 6 seasons, Kaepernick's time in the National Football League was nothing short of a roller coaster, but it has since only become memorable for his most courageous play, kneeling for the Star-Spangled Banner before games in protest of social injustice, specifically the brutality of Black and brown bodies by police nationwide. After taking such a brave stand, Kaepernick has now been called every name in the book: unpatriotic, a dumb jock, and an idiot, just to name a few. However, it is hard to ignore the national conversation that his protests helped to further. This video will serve as a visual look at the recent history of inequality in Black and brown communities that led Kaepernick to kneel, how the interjection of conservative views shifted the demonstration's purpose, and the effect his protest had on the presence of social activism in sports. Kaepernick's protest began in early August 2016, but did not gain national attention until August 26, when Jennifer Lee Chan, a reporter from Niners Nation, tweeted a picture of the team's anthem formation with Cap on the bench. Upon gaining the media's attention, he reiterated that he was using his platform to speak for those whose voices go unheard.
Awareness and make people realize what's really going on in this country. There are a lot of things that are going on that are unjust, people aren't being held accountable for, and that's something that needs to change. That's something that, this country stands for: freedom, liberty, justice for all, and it's not happening for all right now.
The United States Census estimates that Black people make up just 13% of the American population. However, data collected by the Washington Post Fatal Force database finds that in 2015, African Americans accounted for 26% of people fatally shot by police, and in 2016, 24%. In other words, Blacks were the victims of deadly use of force by police at nearly twice their rate in the general population. Abuse of power by police is by no means a new phenomenon, but the evolution of social media brings an increased level of awareness that prior generations weren't afforded. Prior to this social media age, if it wasn't on the news or in your local newspapers, then most likely it went unheard and unseen. But today, in the event of a fatality by police or police misconduct, many have become conditioned to only believe a small fraction of what is reported on the TV and use social media to uncover the full story. When Kaepernick accepted the Ambassador of Conscience Award from Amnesty International, he delivered remarks condemning the United States criminal justice system. He is quoted as saying, "Racialized oppression and dehumanization is woven into the very fabric of our nation, which can be seen in the mass incarceration of Black and brown lives in the prison industrial system." The 2010 publication Incarceration and Social Inequality by Bruce Western and Becky Petit states that inequality of incarceration is typically invisible because incarceration is concentrated and segregated, meaning that it relocates individuals to facilities far from their communities. It is cumulative because it diminishes the social and economic opportunities among those who are already socioeconomically disadvantaged. And lastly, it is intergenerational because its effects extend beyond the individual in the four-cell walls, but to their families who are now in a more unstable and complex life. So now, despite the obvious reasons for protest, we all know that Donald Trump has stood firm in his dislike for the movement. He has used his Twitter account and rallies to urge fans to leave football stadiums if players kneel during the anthem. Donald Trump, along with his conservative counterparts, have shifted the understanding of the protest to align with being disrespectful to the military and its veterans, ignoring the fact that a military veteran is who advised Kaepernick that it is more respectful to kneel than sit. In the 2016 interview shown earlier, Kaepernick went on to reaffirm that he is also fighting for veterans who are mistreated upon leaving the military. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, in 2014, less than half of the United States' 21.2 million veterans were employed. 573,000 were looking for work, while 10.5 million were neither employed or seeking employment. Unfortunately, veterans are also twice as likely as the average American to be chronically homeless. In spite of the attempts of Donald Trump, the NFL, and many of their fans to quiet the attention brought to anthem protests and its genuine purpose, it seems that the space for social activism in sports is widening. Kaepernick is not the first athlete to use his platform for awareness, but his gestures seem to transcend the football field and push athletes in all leagues to start vocalizing their support or fight for causes they believe in. WNBA star Breanna Stewart is just one example. In an Excel Sports article, Stewart shared how she felt compelled to participate in a Los Angeles travel ban protest. She later called her participation her patriotic duty. So while some say that kneeling during the anthem is disrespectful to those who fought for this country, and others believe that it's just a quiet gesture that is usually a sign of respect, no matter what side of the argument you may fall, I just want you to remember that Eric Garner may not have fought for this country overseas, but he surely fought for his right to live and breathe on a Staten Island street as cops and medical officials ignored his pleas for breath.
Can you tell me why? Every time I step outside, I see my niggas die. Oh, I'm letting you know that it ain't no gun they make that can kill my soul. Oh no. Say, all we wanna do is take the chains off. All we wanna do is take the chains off.